Am I the asshole for telling my friend to stop freestyling around me after my song went viral? What's going on with you, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Am I the Asshole music stories. If it's your first time here, you should know I do this for the overlooked, the underbooked, and the overprepared. You're not solo in this, you're just meticulous. So this one is a tale old as time, where one of your homies from way back in the day sees that you get a little bit of attention and they want to attach themselves to it. I've had a few friends that freestyle around me trying to get some type of notice, and they don't oftentimes realize, like, I'm just now getting my notice. If you want to get some notice, you're gonna have to put in some work yourself. I can't just hand out these type of attention cards. And that's a tough conversation to have with somebody, especially when they see themselves as your friend. But you know, if you was there the whole time, then you ain't really got too much to worry about, huh? So a couple months ago, I dropped a track that completely blew up online. It wasn't even some big label push, just a song I made in my bedroom, threw up on TikTok, and somehow it caught fire. Recording in your bedroom? Y'all looking at my studio right now. Yeah, this is typically how that type of thing goes. I ain't really want to add too much there. I just wanted to say I recorded my bedroom too. Continue. Next thing I know, streams are going crazy. DMs full of producers and collab requests, and people I haven't heard from in years suddenly just want to check in. Like I said, once you start getting a little bit of attention, that's when the old crew, the old neighborhood buddies decide to jump back in like, oh, hey, I've been here the entire time. Stop, man, sit down somewhere. One of those people is a friend I've known for a while. We're cool, but we never actually made music together. The thing is, he cannot rap, like, at all. But ever since my song went viral, every time we're around each other, he starts freestyling. And not just casual playing around freestyling, he's dead serious. Offbeat, awkward punchlines, rhymes that don't even connect, no flow. It's funny, a lot of people think what you do is easy. Not understanding this took years to perfect. We're not talking about just the words. We're talking about the cadence. We're talking about the flow, making sure you choose the right beat that caters to your voice. All of these things go into it. And if you're not actively participating in the art or in the craft of rapping, you think what we're doing is easy. And quite honestly, we're supposed to make it look easy, but it's anything from it. I don't know, man. It's funny when people come back around and just start thinking like, oh, you made it, so let me get up on board with you. At first I smiled, laughed a little, and let it go. I figured he'd get it out of his system, but it just got worse. He'd pull out random practice verses when I was trying to play my beats, talking about part 2 of my viral song, and hint that I should put him on my next project. Man, don't hint, just straight up ask. Like, don't beat around the bush. If I haven't said anything about your freestyle thus far, what makes you think when we in the studio playing beats that I'm all of a sudden gonna get this epiphany like, oh, you should be on the next? That song was already viral, man. Leave it alone. Also, you probably should have shut that down long before y'all got to the studio. And 2, why is he in the studio with you? If he already is getting on your nerves with this freestyling stuff, why'd you invite him? Or are you playing beats in your bedroom? If you're playing beats in your bedroom, I understand how the confusion could have came about, but yeah, I wouldn't even let it get this far, really. Finally, I hit my limit. I told him straight up, this isn't it. And I'm not gonna risk my momentum on something that is not ready for the world. I wasn't mean about it, but I also didn't sugarcoat it. Now he's barely talking to me and I get the vibe he feels betrayed. Yeah, I can see that wouldn't being the case. For whatever reason, people forget that when you ask a question or when you make a proposition, there are 2 answers you can give. There's yes and there's no. And most of the time, people don't prepare themselves for a no. Like, hey, bro, like, that's an option too. I don't think you should feel bad about what you did. I think you did it right. I think it came a little too late. You probably should have said something well before it got to this point. Like when he started freestyling around you, like the first or second time, it's cool. But the third, fourth, and then always finding a reason to freestyle, you probably should have been like, hey, why are you freestyling around me so much? What's your deal for real? So, am I the asshole for shutting down my friends' freestyles before they ended up attached to my career? The verdict is in, my friend. No, you are not the asshole. I will say this much though. That comes with the territory of having a song that blows up, having a career that starts doing well. People come out the woodworks and they want to attach themselves to you. Now, you have a decision you can make. Either you allow that person to attach themselves to you and you find out how to make it work in your favor and their favor, or you just nip it at the bud real quick and realize you gon' lose some friends behind it. Now, it seems like this person wasn't really a friend to begin with, so you're not really taking too much of a loss, but still, this is gonna happen. And anybody watching right now, if you have some some traction, if you get some attention, just be ready for people to come out the woodworks and you have the same type of decision to be made. But listen, that story was a little too short for my liking, so you know I got a double dose for you of some delusional friends coming out the woodworks. Am I the asshole for feeling like my old friend is suddenly using me for clout? Okay, now this is, okay, so the story beforehand, dude was just trying to get in where he fit in. At least he was trying to contribute. He might have sucked, but he tried to contribute. Now we talking about friends who just want to mooch off of that success. They ain't even trying to contribute. They just trying to say, hey, I know dude, you should give me some of that attention too because I know him from the, stop it. Hey, real quick, before we get into the story, if you have your own music story that you'd like to add, there's a link in the description that you can click on. It's completely anonymous. You ain't gotta leave your email. All I want is your story and the truth. And if it's good enough, or if it's drama enough, or if it teaches us something in the long run, I'll definitely put it in the series. So make sure you stay tuned for the next video. Things have been moving lately. A couple blog placements, small radio spins, local shows getting packed. Nothing crazy, but enough to make people start saying my name again. Okay, so saying your name again, so this means that you were once at a level where people recognized you and now it's kind of diminished. Is that what I'm getting from it? So like you're getting back into the swing of things with this new song. I hope that's correct. Out of nowhere, an old friend popped back up. We used to hang around the same circles years ago, back when I was still figuring out my sound. They never hated, but they never supported either. Just watched from the sidelines. I know some people like that. Yeah, they're indifferent. They're sitting on the fence. They act in your face like, yeah, you okay. But behind closed doors, they're not bigging you up either. So again, it's not hating, it's not bashing you, but they're also not contributing to what it is you're doing. They might not repost something. They might not slide your tape in when they're rolling around the city. They're not really trying to support you like that. They're just kind of, okay, that's your thing. That's what you do. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a neutral stance that a lot of friends take. Me personally, I have a couple friends in my circle that I grew up with, I should say, that never hated on what I do. But when they see me improve, they'll throw a comment here and there. I don't discredit them. I just let them stay where they at. Now, I haven't gotten to a place where it's worth like mooching off my success. And I'm sure when that comes, I'll figure out what to do at that point. Now, every time I post something, they're in the comments hyping me up like a street team. At first, I appreciated it. It felt good to see a familiar face rooting for me, but it started to feel off. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like it's inauthentic. The first time around, you get a little, a little bashful, like, oh man, they really like me. But then after a while, it gets to be too much. Like, what are you gaining from this? You kind of D-riding a little hard, ain't you? They're tagging me in their stories, dropping, remember who believed first captions, and talking like we've been building this dream together. Yeah, there it is. You must have got some real good notice with that song because now they want to get some of that residual limelight shine. They just want to be the person who said they knew you way back when, before you had any notice. I think that's cheap. Like, you could have been here from the jump, my guy. Like, you didn't have to hide or no, you didn't have to sit on the fence about your support. You could have been here from the jump. Now you want to, that's cheap. That's real cheap. Last week, they told someone at a networking event that they were part of my team. I don't even have a team. It's just me and my engineer. Yo, I love when that happens. Quite frankly, that's probably gonna happen a whole lot more by people who don't even know you. What I would do is let them talk, because it's free advertisement at this point. The silver lining is when it's time to actually show and prove to these people that they fronting for that they know you, like at a concert or something, and they try to get backstage and they can't get in. They don't even have your number to call you to say, hey man, I'm pulling up, why don't you let me? Especially if this is an old friend that isn't in communication with you anymore. That's a beautiful thing for me, and it's slightly petty, but you didn't have to do what you was doing. So yeah, I would be petty like that. It's weird. I'm torn between being grateful for the sudden support and feeling like I'm being used as a walking promotion. I haven't called them out yet because I don't want to seem like I'm full of myself. You gotta say something to them. Okay, so calling out would be on a public platform, right? Like, you don't want to get on your stories. You don't want to go on live and say, hey, I don't know this person. They keep on using my name, because it doesn't sound like they're doing anything too harmful to your career. Now, if they start doing something harmful, like attaching you to things that are outside of your brand, then you might want to call them out. But you're right. You don't need to call them out right now, because right now they're just, like you said, they're your walking billboard, or you're their walking billboard. Either way, it's beneficial for you right now. But the time now is you call them up. Either you get their number, you hit them up on a DM like, hey bro, you need to chill, because right now you're doing a little bit too much and I don't feel comfortable with you doing that. That's where I would keep it right now. It hasn't escalated to where you got to call them out publicly and defend yourself, because it hasn't gotten that far. But I get you. The torn between feeling grateful and telling dude to chill out, it's tough. That's a delicate dance. But every time I see a post or hear my name come out of their mouth, it feels less like love and more like strategy. So, am I the asshole for feeling like my old friends trying to ride a wave they never helped build? Absolutely not. You're not the asshole. It's one of those things. They're envious of your success, and they figure since they know you, kind of. It's like some of the people's like, oh yeah, that's my cousin. I knew that. It's in that vein. So take it as flattery. Again, you should show appreciation, saying that you're grateful for their support until they get to the point where they're harming your career. I think you just let it ride. You're not the asshole here. If it starts to get real annoying and they start abusing that knowledge of who you are, then say something. But right now, I think it's pretty chill. Okay, so we do have an update. So I did end up talking to him. Nothing dramatic, just a calm pull aside after a show. See, that's what I'm saying. That you did it the right way. Pull them aside. It ain't gotta be nothing public. It ain't gotta be nothing deep. Just pull them aside and say, hey, bro, chill out. I told them how it felt seeing them post like they were part of my movement when they hadn't really been involved. They got quiet for a second, then admitted they wanted to be around something real, and figured shouting me out would help both of us. No bad intent, just poor timing and worse delivery. Yeah, absolutely worse delivery. You know why it's worse delivery? Because this person did it publicly. They got on Instagram, they got on TikTok, they got on Twitter, whatever platform you choose. They got on a public platform and say, oh yeah, I know this person, tagging themselves in your post, tagging you in some post that has nothing to do with you. That's where the problem comes in. It's not a problem that you know me and you tell people off on the side. Like if you're at a party and somebody's playing your track and go, oh yeah, I know dude. Yeah, we went to the same elementary school. But once you start publicly doing it, then it's like, hey bro, like, what is you on for real? And it seems like dude at least he admitted that part. Because most people won't admit to you face to face, like, man, I just wanted to be a part of it. That's nice of them. We agreed to keep it cool, but from a distance. I am grateful for the love, but I've learned not everyone cheering for you is meant to stand next to you. Ooh, look at the bar work. Right. You're absolutely right. Everybody cheering for you is not meant to stand next to you. And it could have been a lot worse for you had that dude had ill intent. Obviously, he just got a little excited and he was happy for you, but more so happy for himself. That's a selfish angle. But at the same time, he didn't mean no harm. Imagine if he meant harm. Ooh, that could have got ugly. That's it. No beef, just boundaries. Absolutely, dude. No beef. Just boundaries. And I strongly suggest that for any new artists, any established artists, any local legends listening, you want to establish your boundaries early. That way people don't get confused when they see you succeed. So no, you're not the asshole. The asshole would have been if you called him out publicly and bashed his name, especially considering dude didn't have any ill intent. So, hey man, I honestly, like, big ups to you for pulling him aside, because I've been saying that the entire time, but big ups to you for pulling him aside. And anybody else watching, pull your people aside who might be doing a little bit too much so they don't feel embarrassed. And if you do embarrass them like that and they have ill intent, it could be real problematic for you. But that's what I think. Y'all had 2 stories today for the price of 1. Please tell me what you think on both stories in the comments. And remember, be nice in there. Hey, hold up. Before you go, if you enjoyed this Am I the Asshole story, please make sure you click the playlist on the screen. The rest of the stories go just as hard, and some of them a little bit harder than this one. I'm trying to give you these stories weekly and possibly faster, but I need y'all to keep watching. So click the playlist on the screen and stay tapped in. And hey, if you have a wild music story, don't hold back. Go ahead and click the link in the description and submit your Am I the Asshole moment. It could be your story I break down next. Tap in with me. You know I tap back. Peace.
Everything meticulous.